What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over making a tier list for what's worth it within this GOAT exchange, what's not worth it, and hopefully at the end of this video, you guys will have a better idea of what to spend your event cards on. Now, remember, if you do play in King of the Court, you're going to get some event cards. If you grind your win streak, you're going to get some. You grind some challenges, you're going to get some. Realistically, all of these GOAT cards that you guys are going to see here are going to be ridiculously expensive. So that's something I do want to hit on. Remember, it is kind of behind a paywall, a pretty massive paywall, unless you want to grind this game constantly. Started with Tacko and George, right? Between the two, Gheorghe Muresan is going to be the better option. Now, George is 7'7", Tacko is 7'5". Tacko is going to have a wider player build. I mean, both cards are going to be really good. The problem is they are 60 GOAT event cards. Now, if you want to kind of know exactly what that means it's 1,800 triple threat offline games. I'm not lying. Like, it's a crazy grind to get Gheorghe Muresan or Tacko Fall. Realistically, both cards are good, though, so I am going to throw them at D tier. But when Ben Simmons is half of that, when he is 30 GOAT cards, you got to put him slightly higher. Ben Simmons is a 6'10" point guard, right? He's going to have great six. He's going to have a solid jump shot, solid release. So when I'm looking at things and talking about what's worth it, Ben Simmons is more worth it than Gheorghe Muresan or Tacko Fall. Now, I know Gheorghe Muresan and Tacko Fall are probably the better cards, but again, they're double in price, right? And so instead of spending, I don't know, 300 in packs or 400 in packs, you're spending close to 1,000 in packs. It's just not worth it. Danny Ferry for 25 GOAT cards isn't worth it. Granger is better than Danny Ferry. And so I'm throwing Granger at C tier because if you do want a shooting guard for 20 GOAT event cards, I actually don't mind Danny Granger. I think he's better than Danny Ferry. For 15 GOAT cards, you can get Ron Artest. I don't think that's a bad value. I'm throwing him at C tier. No, I don't think the card's perfect. But again, for 15 GOAT cards, he's half the price of Ben Simmons. Really solid. J.R. Smith, also 15 GOAT cards. It's just, I mean, J.R. Smith's not bad. The problem is Ron Artest is better, right? And so that's really the thing here. Steve Francis, not worth it. I'm going to put him at F tier because at the end of the day, you still have to spend a bunch of, GOAT cards on him. No, yes, he's the cheapest option, but he's absolutely not worth it. And if you're getting Steve Francis, I genuinely am confused because Klay Thompson is better, and you can get Klay for 2 GOAT event cards. I'm throwing him at S tier. I think Klay Thompson is a beast. I know his dribble sigs aren't necessarily perfect. That's something I do, I know and realize. But his release is fantastic. He's going to play solid defense. He's 6'6". I really do like what Klay overall can give you guys on the floor. Am I gassing Klay Thompson? Maybe a little bit, but I think the card is really, really solid on this game. And, when Klay is 2 GOAT event cards, when Steve Francis is 10, it just doesn't make any sense to get Steve Francis. Banchero, look, I don't even hate Paolo Banchero. 30, gold cards for Banchero. I think you could do a lot worse. I'm throwing him at C tier, though, because, again, I just don't love him. And when Rick Smits is 20 cards, Rick Smits is a way better value. Rick Smits is better than Paolo Banchero, and 20 gold cards can get you him. Like, Rick Smits and Klay, if you're no money spent, are the 2 cards to pick up, right? Like, it's not rocket science. You don't have to be a meteor. Anyways, that's not rocket science. That's more weather. But anyways, sorry. You can tell I'm a college dropout. Anyways, Rick Smits for 20 gold cards is a beast. I mean, I can't sit up there and even try to hate on him. Like, he is so good for what he is. 20 cards can get one of the better centers in the game. He's elite. Pau Gasol, 10, gold cards, but he's just not good. Like, the thing about Rick Smits is he's good. Pau Gasol is not good. Manu for 8 is solid. I'm going to throw Manu at B tier because at the end of the day, let's say you're just starting the game. It's tough because, right, you have a locker code 100 overall Shea. You have a locker code Devin Booker. Manu's not going to be better than those guys. I got to be honest. But again, he is 8 cards for a pretty solid dark matter on this game. It's just tough with the locker code cards to be that high on Manu. For 60 cards, you can get 100 overall premium pack. The problem is at this stage, you're probably not going to pull anybody that's worth your time, right? I've opened and seen a lot of those packs opened up, and it's just tough because a lot of the cards that are pulled out of there just are not great cards. And so it's tough to be any higher, in my opinion, than B tier. I don't think it's worth ultimately claiming. 100 overall premium for 30. Again, I just don't recommend it. I do think it's better than, but at the end of the day, Banchero is a better value than them. So I'm actually going to throw Paolo at A tier. It pains me to throw Paolo at A tier because, again, his release isn't necessarily that ideal. But like on my No Money Spent, watch my No Money Spent squad series. I played Paolo and he was fine. So I'm going to actually throw him at A tier, higher than those other cards. As far as like Dark Matters and below, I can't really gas them. I'm sorry. Like Holo players might be worth your time, but like a Pink Diamond, a Galaxy Opal, none of those things are going to be worth your time. You're not going to pull Galaxy Opal Wemby out of there probably. And at this stage, like a Pink Diamond is basically worthless unless you can quick sell it. So those cards are all going to go pretty low. Tenacious, 10 bucks. I'm going to throw it at S tier. Couple of reasons. Number one, even if your team is good, you're going to pull cards that you can quick sell, and you can quick sell the things you get for MT. I know everything in there is unsellable, but again, you can quick sell things and make a little bit of MT. No, it's not going to be a crazy amount, but every little bit of MT is somewhat helpful. So I am going to throw that at S tier. I think that's one of the best things to do with this event. And honestly, if I'm you guys, yes, get Clay. Yes, get Rick Smits. Yes, get that 10 bucks. And then after that, like, it's totally up to you, but those are your top 3 in the game. Super Pack, I'm going to throw it at B tier. I mean, if you have some leftover, event cards, it's not a bad thing to go and get. Just know you're probably not going to pull anything crazy out of them. I do think, you're going to pull a Galaxy Opal Plus. It's just probably not going to be a Galaxy Opal. Legend badges, I still think are valuable for the majority of the community. The problem is, again, if you have like a team of all, let's say you have a team of all, GOAT cards, right? The legend badges aren't going to be useful, but then neither is anything at S tier. I am actually going to throw those at S tier. I think, especially if you get Rick Smits, combine that with some of those legend badges, you're going to be moving and groving. That's all I really got to say on that. Obviously, again, if you're above and beyond that, then this tier list isn't really going to be worth it, right? Then this tier list is, well, go and get Danny Granger or Ben Simmons and call the event, quits, right? If you are a big baller. Hall of Fame badges, I'm just going to go C tier. Like at this stage, nobody really needs Hall of Famers, but I guess if you get Rick Smits, there's certain Hall of Fame badges that could probably help him out. I am going to go C tier. Definitely legends are way more valuable, but I can get to the point where I see, Hall of Fame badge being valuable for you, so I am going to throw it at that C tier. That is going to wrap it up for this event. Breaking it down for you guys. Ultimately, 2 cards I like the most if you are kind of a big baller and want to spend: Ben Simmons and Danny Granger for their respective prices. Now, I'm not saying they're worth going and getting, overall, but for their respective prices, I think you can do a lot worse. So that's kind of where I'm at with those couple of cards. Hopefully this video does help you out when you are deciding what to claim from this event. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.